Hi Aries. So we have a very special reading for you tonight. I don't know if you've noticed this cute little setup here that my mom made for us. I was walking in the woods with her today and I was sort of milking her for information on some references that from the major arcana that relate generally, to the Old Testament, because she has a lot of knowledge about the Old Testament, anything Jewish, Hebrew. Anyway, so I phoned her later on, like a few hours after that. I phoned her because I realized I didn't have any candles over here. And I said, do you have a candle? I'm in their little guest house right now. So she said, of course, come over, right? So I went over there and she said, didn't you mention the Archangel Gabriel blowing his horn? And she had dug out this cute little candle device thing that when you light the candles, the heat for some reason makes the angels blow around. So there are 3 angels, and at the very top there's an angel that really looks a lot like, I don't know if you can see him there. Yeah, he's blowing his horn. Anyway, so if that card comes up tonight, I have a lot to say about it because I kind of milked her for information. Like I said, on references, any major arcana card that made references to the Old Testament or to anything that I thought was related to ancient symbols, and I got a lot of information from her. So, okay, let's get on with your reading, Aries. I hope you're having a good Christmas. Here we go. Okay, so Aries, we're going to use the traditional Rider-Waite deck tonight. We have 3 other decks that we can use to clarify. So asking for accurate, that was a terrible shuffle, an accurate Celtic cross for cardinal fire, please. While I'm shuffling, I'm going to talk about cardinal fire in the first house. I think that you guys are given a bad rap a lot about this first house nonsense. A lot of you are very, I'm seeing the Lovers showing up a lot as I'm shuffling for you. And the Temperance, I'll talk about. This is great because those are 2 major arcana cards that I was able to get some insight from earlier tonight. All right. I've moved Archangel Gabriel away from me a little bit, but he's, I don't know if you can hear that dinging sound. I probably have music on in the background right now because when I edit these, there comes Temperance again. Okay, accurate Celtic cross for cardinal fire, please. Okay, Spirit is telling me 3 piles, and then we're ready to go. Accurate Celtic cross for cardinal fire, please. Accurate Celtic cross for cardinal fire, please. One, 2, 3. It's this one. It's funny. I had these 2 sayings going through my head: the bigger, the better. And then I just decided to listen to the little bells there, and it was saying 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I picked the 3rd pile. I hope I picked the right pile. Bottom of the deck. Yeah. Okay. Here we go again. Temperance. How about we talk about this card for a second? Alright, so everybody talks about temperance and patience, obviously. It's Sagittarius energy. It looks like she's pouring water back and forth, right? But she's not. This is another one of these weight tests, to see if we get it. I want you to look at her cups. They're gold. And the substance that she's pouring appears to be silver. So he did mean to say she is combining 2 completely different elements, and she's doing it successfully, and she does it. There's a little more symbolism in this card. So let me just say this. This is an angel, right? Because she has wings. Do you know what this angel's name is? Time. Time. Is there an infinity sign in this card? No, but there is a circle. There's a circle on her forehead. Okay? And there is a triangle within a square. Now, I challenge anyone to get a clear meaning of that. It does have a huge amount of significance in tarot. It is sort of the emblem of the wisdom of tarot. Life, death, life. It's just a constant circle. Time really doesn't matter. Some of the experts say regarding these substances that she's pouring back and forth, being gold and silver, two elements that do not combine, are the past and the future. It's the past and the future. They always, it's almost like when you're watching a dog chasing its tail. It's the same thing, okay? So don't get caught up with time. It doesn't matter. The point is, this angel, it puts every bit of her soul, her heart, her nerve, and sinew into making something work that everybody said was not possible. And she does it, okay, with her patience. Yes, okay, I'll agree. I do agree that this card is about patience. All right, enough. Let's lay out your Celtic cross. Let's lay it out. By the way, my nails are not done tonight. Talk about being impatient and the temperance card, because I was trying to sort out the lighting in here. I came across an overly packaged cord, so I took a pair of scissors and tried to snip the thing off, and in my haste, cut myself. So I'm going to have a bit of trouble laying out cards tonight, but anyway, the best here to lay out your Celtic cross, Aries. And 1, 2, 3. Move the sneaky cats aside. I'm hoping that we won't need the sneaky cats to clarify anything tonight. Okay, Temperance is still sitting there very patiently at the bottom of the deck. All right, so we've got enough time to sort out the issue and the challenge. Nice. Okay, the issue is the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles are Earth, 2, 3, and 4 Pentacles, very closely associated with Capricorn, Aries. The challenge is the Moon. All right, I'm going to pause the tape. We're going to talk about these, okay? Nice. So somewhere at the core of your issue is gaining approval for some kind of plan, all right, that you have to build. What I also see when I look at this card is gaining approval for how, I don't know why it always comes across to me this way, but a couple trying to figure out how they can have people publicly acknowledge the fact that they're together and approve of it, okay? A couple has some plans they want to build, and they want to make sure that it's going to be within the code. In other words, that it's going to be acceptable. Also, I see pentagrams all over this, upright pentagrams, containing the essential elements of fire, earth, air, and water, and at the very top, spirit. And in this, we have 3 pentagrams that are all upright, which is great. All right, so this is good. It's a good card of building. What is your challenge? Your challenge is the Moon. So this is the card of Pisces. So on a very basic level, your challenge is to obtain some information that right now is in the realm of the subconscious, or it's not immediately available to you. This card urges you very strongly that you can obtain this information. It's important for your evolution, okay, or whatever path your next step in life. It is important information that you're going to gain, and the ways get a good night's sleep, okay, or do a little bit of meditation. The message of this card is this is esoteric knowledge. In other words, it's in you. It's not, you don't have to look to an outside source to obtain this, but you do have to go within. Okay, so you have to do a little bit of meditation, get some sleep. I want you to look at the very concentrated look of the moon. Okay, do you see how desperately he wants to impart that knowledge to you? The two gray pillars there show you that the knowledge that he has is very sacred, very important. All right. And of course, the evolutionary aspect of this card, we can see the wolf and the dog are there. The dog has evolved from the wolf. The lobster crawling out of the ocean is supposed to be us. That's evolution. And there is the little winding path there, which we call the path to better bodies, which you cannot obtain a better body without sleep, because everything that regenerates when we sleep. Okay, right away I feel like I'm reading for an Aries female. Aries, crowning your reading is the King of Cups. I believe that this is a very significant male, okay, in your life. This man does not show how he's feeling. He's very comfortable. He feels a lot, okay? Actually, no, he's not comfortable. He feels a lot. He's doing very well right now hiding his emotion. I'm not sure that he's doing so well, though, because you're seeing him crack a little bit. It's always very important when this card comes up to look at where he's looking. I can tell you right now there are two cards that he's looking at. We don't know what they are, but remind me later. He's looking at the outcome card and he's looking at your hopes and fears. So with the King of Cups, just let me show you the look on his face. Where's he looking? Right now, he's looking in your spread toward your hopes and fears and the outcomes. So we'll go back to that. This is a king. This is someone very important in your spread. Let's look at your recent past, Aries. Yeah, so in your recent past, yeah, so I can understand if you're not in the most trustworthy mood. You've had a lot of people taking advantage of your energy and your compassion and your generosity. That's to the point where it's left you sobbing. All right. And, you know, these are people who think that they got away with it. Don't worry. They didn't. What's come up is the Five of Swords. It is a stage card, meaning that I want you to look at that gray surface that jerk is standing on. You see this grin that he has on his face? He thinks he got away with it. He didn't. Okay, well, he might have gotten away with it. You might be the person walking away and saying, oh, well, you know, I'm not going back to this. You might be the person sobbing in the background. But this person has got it coming to him. It won't be you, because Aries never does that. Aries just lays down their sword and walks away. Aries won't pick up their sword unless somebody else starts it and it absolutely needs to be finished. And usually they don't defend themselves. They're defending somebody else. But be careful. You never wage a war on an Aries or someone that, especially that Aries loves. You will not win that war. It will end badly. So this person, I strongly feel, though, is someone that stole from you and thinks that they got away with it, or they stole your heart. They did some damage. And I think you are the person sobbing, because Aries is very sensitive, really deep down. But Aries, don't you worry, karma's gonna get them. And Aries won't even want to look, you know, at how badly karma's gonna get them. That's in your past, Aries. Let's go to your near future. Okay, Aries, get ready. We're looking at your very near future. Ooh, options, options, options. So we have the Seven of Cups. I'm really glad this card came up. All right. Aries, you're going to have a lot of options, okay? When don't you have a lot of options? And so you should. You know, you're very deserving of a lot of options. What this card is telling you, I want you to think of, if you've ever, I mean, it's Christmas time, were you able to observe a child who was lucky enough to be, you know, presented with a lot of presents, and also lucky enough to still have the feeling of appreciation in them? It's you know, a rare mix, but when the child goes, and they don't know which present to open first, just look at this man. He's like, oh, what do I take? What do I take? What do I take? They all look so good. And they all look so good, but they're not all the right choice. just as an example in this card, let's pick the castle that's in the cup. And I'm going to, do you see that castle there, the blue castle? Do you know what that later becomes? That later becomes the tower. Remember that the couple that built the tower wanted to be seen as living in a castle. They wanted to be revered, but their castle was built so high that when there was a lightning storm, of course, the bolt of lightning, the first thing that it struck was the tower, and down they came crashing. All right. If that card comes up again, I will be able to talk about the 22 flames and the 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet after speaking with my mom all day about that card. But here's the thing that you want to do. The old weird lampshade in this, just look at what is that weird lampshade there? And what is that boring old head there? I'll tell you what that weird lampshade is. It's the high priestess, the unattainable woman, who has the key to every single kind of knowledge that anyone would ever want. What's that boring old head with the bushy hairdo, kind of like mine? Sorry. It's the Empress, all right? Growth, 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 growth. She can grow your business, grow everything. And what's the snake? It's the magician. So the things that don't look good are the things that are actually good. The rest of the laurel wreath, the jewels, the castle, all of that turns out to have a bad side to it. So that the theme of this card is be careful about your options. Don't get distracted by the glitter. Okay, let's look at the energies that you're bringing in, okay? The tools you're going to avail of, Aries. All right, we're about to turn over the tools. Are you ready? Oh, weren't we just talking about the Empress? Remember that boring old head there? So this tells me, Aries, you are going to make the right choice. Here she is. So these are the tools you're going to bring in. Good for you. So, the Empress grows everything. She grows your business. She's growth, growth, growth. Fertile. It can mean you might be pregnant, okay? If you're trying to get pregnant, you're going to get pregnant. But generally, the whole message to this is growth. The Empress rules the earth, okay? Everything that's related to the earth, fertility, plants and animals. Animals will run right up to this person. She can read the mind of an animal. She communicates, in fact, telepathically with animals. It's a bit phallic. Do you see what she's holding? Her scepter there is the mixture between a wand and a globe, that come together. Anyway, she has 12 stars in her crown, which represent, the 12 months of the year, the 12 signs of the zodiac. She is the provider of fertility and growth for all of the seasons, everything that is related, earthly related. In some decks, that thing that she's holding is a sword, and the little thing that's sitting down beside her is a shield, indicating that she has power over nature, but also respect, okay? If you think of somebody who does hunting, a lot of hunting, the location where I am right now is sort of in the northern hemisphere, and there are a lot of people that hunt here, but the people that hunt will do it with respect for nature, and the methods of harvesting or killing the animals are very quick and very humane. Okay, so the Empress has both respect for nature and power over it as well. Anyway, okay, so let's look at the energies that you're bringing in. Aries, you're losing sleep. Damn it. So the 9 of Swords just came up. You've got some anxiety. Don't have anxiety. The 9 of Swords came up, which means that you're losing sleep. But the message of this card is that it's easy to get out of this kind of anxiety. You just change your mind. You'll see, I always tell people that checkered blanket there, that person has over them, and they're losing sleep there, you can see. If I hold it up, Oh, are we tipping? Yeah, sorry, Aries, I was talking about the checkered blanket, and if you hold it up really close in the blue checks, you can see the 12 signs of the zodiac. I'm going to try to hold it still enough so you can see that. Okay, and in the red checks are these beautiful red roses. What are the red roses doing there? Well, they are, another one of these uber subtle hints of how to get out of this mindset, because it's all in your head. This worry is all in your head. Where do the red roses come from? They come from the magician. Okay, number one. All right. He has red roses on his card, and they represent desire and passion. What do you desire to bring into physical manifestation? What you want to bring into physical manifestation is something that doesn't stress you out and keep you up all night. So change your mind. Just change your mind. That's really the simple way of getting out of this, because all this worry and anxiety is all in your head, and it's not necessary to suffer like this. Let's look at outside influences that are acting on the situation that we can do nothing about. Nice. So this is related to you, Aries. This is Page of Wands. Well, it's Sagittarius energy coming in, but it's fire energy. So something is going to spark your interest and get you inspired again. The Page of Wands is a brand new project. They're looking up at that. They're saying, am I up for this? Look at the page. She says, am I up for this? Yes, I am. I want you to look at her feather. It's pointed toward the sky. Feathers, are associated with communication with the gods, all right? She's up for this. She's up for this. And this also can be a very passionate message that's going to come in from somebody else for you, all right? It can come in from any member of the zodiac, but it's a passionate message. Pages are almost always associated with incoming messages, except for the Page of Pentacles, which is normally an outgoing message from you. But this is the Page of Wands, so what I would anticipate, I think even within the next possibly 3 to 8 hours. I don't know why I don't normally intuitively pick anything up, but I just did. You have an incoming message of passion, so that's good. Yeah, it's very passionate. Somebody's thinking about you in a passionate way, okay? Let's look at, what's the next position? Your hopes and fears. Remember, we were going to look at this in relation to where the King of Cups is looking. Nice, the High Priestess. Good God, what does this mean in this position? He knows you're intuitive. Hi, Aries. Okay, so remember I said that when we got to hopes and fears and outcome, we needed to look at where the King of Cups was looking, because these are the two positions that he was looking at. So he's looking at the High Priestess right now. So I feel that somebody that wants to communicate with you, or perhaps, one of those candles is going on, or somebody that, why am I being drawn to the cross, to her cross right now? Cross, equal amounts, the 4 elements. No, I just look, no, the moon on her head. Okay, this person that you're interested in or that's interested in you can't figure you out. They know you're very intuitive, but they can't sort it out, and it possibly makes them nervous. That's why he looks nervous. Oh, get a life, bro. All right, so, but what is the High Priest? Oh, okay, in your hopes and fears. You do have, in your intuition, you feel like this is the right person for you. I think you're hoping that you're right. You're hoping that your intuition is on. Let's look at the outcome. Nice, the 8 of Wands. I would say, okay, so obviously you are going to get some, and so he's trying to figure out whether or not he's going to send you a message. He's looking equally worried at the 8 of Wands and at the High Priestess. Look, the 8 of Wands couldn't get a better outcome there. Those are the arrows of love. It's very fast, passionate, incoming communication, so it's coming from somebody to you. It crowns the high priestess, so your intuition is wonderful. It's dead on. Okay, so if the person that you're involved with seems a little nervous or a little shaky, it's okay. He's just blown away by how intuitive you are. So this particular Aries that I'm reading for is intuitive. I'm going to check the bottoms of the decks. Cats, King of Cups. Jeez, that's weird. Look at this.